What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. We actually have like 10 more new cards, and I've read 2 that are very, very busted. So let's just go ahead and get right back into it. We've got Rockin' Outlet, a quick play spell card. Target one face-up monster you control until the end of this turn. It gains attack equal to its defense. Monsters you control can't attack during the turn you activate this card, except the targeted monster. But also kind of a defensive card. It's a little funny, but the next card's what I really wanted to get to. So this card, if I'm not mistaken, is the card that gives Dark Ruler Hades like all of his problems. Like, this man is the reason Hades is having a hard time in life. So let's go ahead and get into this one. Herald of the Abyss, a normal spell card. You can only activate a card with this card's name once per turn. Pay 1,500 life points, then declare one type and one attribute. If the opponent controls a monster of the declared type and attribute, so obviously they would because you're declaring it, your opponent must send one of those monsters they control to the graveyard. This turn, your opponent cannot activate the effects of that monster with the same name. This card puts it on your opponent to take care of it, meaning if you would have opponent's monster that's immune to your spell effects, they still must send it. This is amazing removal, and I love this like kind of skill drain like effect at the end because this is the guy who's putting Hades through skill drain, if I'm not mistaken. It's just really cool overall. I love the lore that kind of goes into this card. I love the effect. Its removal aspect is amazing. The only thing that concerns me is life points with the new time rule, but the way that this removal works, obviously, like if you activate this, they are either only having one of the type you're dealing with, or they have multiple and you're negating all their effects for the turn. Either way, it's win-win depending on what your opponent's playing. I think that's pretty dang and darn awesome. The only way I could see like them getting out of it is if they like, back to the front, I'm bringing something back with the same type and attribute. Get rid of that one, you know? But they can't activate the effects, so it's not like the effects are actually negated, they just can't activate their effects. So like something with big immunity, if they were actually able to have another type, then it's still a problem. Two-Man Salesman. I miss Yu-Gi-Oh! Card art like this. This is awesome. I really like the art on this card. I haven't read it yet, though. It's a Light Warrior level 2, 1200/1200. Once per turn during your main phase, you can activate this effect. Both players reveal a card in their hand to their opponent. If they're the same type of card, apply one of the following effects according to the card type. So in order to make this sale, you both have to reveal the same type. Monster Cardo. Each player special summons the revealed monster. It doesn't say ignoring its summoning condition, so I imagine like a card that can't be summoned would be stuck while the opponent still gets to pop the other out. Spell card, each player draws 2 cards, so what does it do? Trap card, each player sends 2 cards from their deck to the graveyard. Alright, a double foolish or a double draw, but it has to match up. Oh man. So spells and monsters are probably most likely. Now this card. This is one heckin' interesting card. Necro Fusion. I love all the throwback arts in this set. Normal trap card. Fusion summon one monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials from your graveyard face down. But that fusion monster can't attack this turn. It can still activate its effects. You can fusion summon and activate effects during your opponent's turn, and you didn't think this would become a problem? Oh, this card is so good. DZ was already talking about Fluffles with this card. He was like summoning, I believe it was Tiger, Fright for Tiger during your opponent's turn. That's interesting, but like realistically, being able to recur your fusion summon. So you've already sent the materials for a first summon, especially on a hard to summon monster. Oh, and it has fusion in the name, so it's searchable by your Predaplant engine. Oh, man. Oh, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this card. Good art, good card, good job, Konami. Good art, good card, great throwbacks throughout this set. And look, all the law of the normal people. And we may have an appropriate name for this later, but this is a normal trap. You can activate a card with this card's name once per turn. Special summon level 4 or lower monsters from your hand up to the number of monsters your opponent controls. Level 4 normal, I feel like it should have been level 2, but they're trying to give it even more space, so like, it's still not the greatest trap card. It has to play through your opponent. You know, it is what it is, but it's a nice little throwback. I don't mind cards like this being bad cards. Now, this is a good card. Diana, the Light Spirit, a level 4 Light Thunder effect monster. Thunder, you say? Attack 1700, defense 1000. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing a light monster from your graveyard. Lights finally got their banish one, and it's pretty decent. Then during your opponent's end phase, you gain 1,000 life points. It's just decent to be able to throw a Thunder Body on board like that. Just slam her down, and you've got a pretty easy way into the Light Link to Hoshinjin, or however you say it, our Rockstar Light man who's really out here. Ooh, I actually really like this. And it's, you know, any light monster. So you actually, usually you want your ABC Reese's Pieces in the graveyard though, but like, tell me what kind of practicalities you're thinking of. Actually, you get to banish light monsters, so the Thunder Dragon monsters can get banished for free by her. And she's the Thunder herself. Synergy! Invincible Halo. Continuous trap card, once per turn. During either player's turn, you can banish one face-up Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, Pendulum, or I believe this is supposed to be Link monster you control. During this turn, the effects of monsters of the banished type, Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, Pendulum, or Link, are negated as long as this card remains in the spell and trap zone. That is really interesting. So, basically, it becomes a skill drain, but you have to banish the same type from your side of the field. That's pretty big for Link monsters, mayhaps. It's not Dimensional Barrier, though, because it can just get slammed by an MST or a Cyclone. But it's still kind of interesting. I don't know. Do you guys think that'll see play? It's okay. Parallel Panzer, equipped spell card. Equipped to a Link monster. Okay, so it's very restricted, but everybody's summoning Link monsters. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. Once per turn during your main phase, you can move the equipped monster to a main monster zone it points to. It cannot be moved to the side of the field of the opposite player. So, like, you can't take control of a card with this card. But I believe since even you would control, even if you don't control the equipped monster, maybe you can move it. If this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped, you can destroy one card on the field in the same column where the monster this card was equipped to on the field. Okay. Panzer Dragon-esque, I suppose. And then Crawler Palladion. Crawler, you just put the name of two types together here? Alright. I hate Crawler cards, that's no secret. After this card is activated, special summon this card as an effect, Insect Earth, level 2, 300 attack, 2100 defense to your monster zone. If this card was special summoned to a zone a Link monster points to by its effect, you can add a World Legacy card from your deck to your hand. Not bad. So it's a body on board, and it's searching a World Legacy. When its name is Crawler Palladion. All right there, Konami. Okay. I get that it's an insect that's summoned. Like, hey, I'm gonna go search the other guys. I've been repurposed. I'm a good guy now. This lore is getting so weird and out of control. I'd really love to see an entire book on it. I just want to say, I really like the second wave of support from tonight. This card especially, this gives me, like, fresh life. This really, really, really makes me happy. When you took good card lord, put it into a removal for one card, but also gave it so many effects that it could become good. I really like this removal card, and it's going to take care of problem cards in the future. I like the art. I really like Necrofusion. Good job on thinking through that. Banishing the fusion materials from the graveyard, face down so they're not used again. Not that that's the biggest deal. I really like Necrofusion. I really like Diana. She is a good card. Overall, this second wave of support is amazing. And if you already missed it tonight, I know that sometimes notifications get weird. Yu-Gi-Oh! Org also had tons of Gravekeeper cards. We had the Dino Wrestlers and tons of other cards. But the Orphagels are what really blew me away. So I'll also have that up, and new Deva Rituals. Oh man, there's so many cards tonight. There's like 20 plus cards just tonight alone, and so many of them are actually amazing and potentially impactful. So thanks for watching. What was your favorite card out of the reveal of all tonight? And cards, so what are you really looking forward to from Soul Fusion now? Because I feel like this set has more going for it than almost any set I've seen in a very long time. Soul Fusion could really be that huge set of the year. What do you guys think? I'm really enjoying it overall, and I think this is one of the better core sets since we've hit Code of the Duel, since we've been looking around at all these new sets. There's been some, but this one, I think, is the most I've been looking forward to a set as a player since Code of the Duelist dropped, and I was kind of met originally with Code of the Duelist, but everything got used out of there. It was like, the long game, Konami. All right, I see you, the long game. But now, this is the first one where immediately I just want so many cards from this set. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell for me, as weird as that sounds.